handle the truth.
Welcome to the Filthy Truth. My name is Lynn Nelson. This is Tuesday. What is it? November 30th already. Gosh dang. You know what that means? When we're November 30th, I'm knocking on the door of turning 44. 44. Feel like I'm 34, so that's all right. But yeah, every time I hear November 30th.
She rhymed accidentally.
So celebrating a birthday down in Mexico, that's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be enjoyable because we can go to a restaurant and we can enjoy the freedom of a no-vax pass. How's everybody doing tonight? I want to thank everybody for joining us on this Tuesday evening. So please like and share this video so that we can beat those algorithms and make sure that we are getting this message out to as many people that can hear it, because we do have some really, really good content tonight. And I do need a lot of people to like and share this so that this is going to get out to those people so that they can hear this. So how you guys doing? I posted a video the other day on my Instagram, and it was, I was out, I think it was last night actually. And we were out at a place called, I think it's called Puro Vida, which I believe is called Pure Life in English. And it's like one of the gluten-free kind of vegan-y restaurants that we have out here. And I put a video out there that says, you know, Canada, this isn't normal. What you guys are accepting as normal is not normal. So I want to thank everybody who shared that one too, because that one was a video that we really needed to get out there, because it seems for some reason that Canadians are okay with what's going on. It's okay for a passport to rule if you have freedom or no freedom. And I'm going to get into all of that stuff in a little bit, but for sure, I just want everybody to like and share this so that we can get those numbers up there. And I also, big announcement. We are also airing on Take Action Canada TV tonight. So not only are we tonight on the Winnipeg Alternative Media platform and the Filthy Truth platform here on YouTube, but we are also on the Take Action Canada TV tonight. So that's a huge, awesome perk. I want to thank the guys at Take Action Canada for allowing us to come on their show tonight. That's super awesome. So thank you so much to you boys who I had the conversations with the other day. Chris and RP, that's awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And last but not least, before I get into the news, we do have a giveaway. We have a giveaway from Monstrosity Burger. They texted me the other day and they want to do a giveaway. So they want to give away a Monstrosity Burger toque. So if you guys are interested in that, let's say the first one to tell me what city I'm in, go ahead and type that in the chat, and I'm going to make sure to take a note, and then we will make sure that you get that sent out to we'll send it out to Paulina and make sure that you guys are getting your toque. So first one.
And for anybody who wants to go back, I believe it was 2 episodes ago, she mentioned what city she was in.
So yeah, so first one to say what city I'm in Mexico will get the free toque, and then we'll make sure to hook you guys up with Paulina, and maybe I can convince her to throw in a free burger for you guys. The Filthy Truth burger that we're trying to push so dang hard. The vegan Filthy Truth burger, vegan gluten-free Paulina, if you're watching. All right, so on with the news. I'm sure you guys have seen this and you guys have heard of this and you guys are like livid about this and you guys are pulling your hair out and you guys are all like super pissed off and crazy, right? Because you guys have heard about the Thanksgiving Deprogram Your Relatives article from a journalist by the name of Molly Jongfast. Suzanne Keller, Mazatlan, Mexico. Yes. So Suzanne Keller, I'm gonna make sure that that you get that. And Ryan, maybe I can convince Paulina to get 2 things going there. So Ryan and Paulina, I'll make sure to get that going. So she wrote an article the other day, how to deprogram your family on Thanksgiving. So she basically goes on to say that you're inviting the conspiracy theorists to your house. These conspiracy theorists are really, really bad because they may convince you not to get the shot. They may convince you that the government is in the wrong. They may convince you that Pfizer, Moderna are actually poison and killing the people that they're injecting. That maybe the 5-year-old child does not need one because he has a higher chance of getting killed in a car accident than he does of fucking COVID. So, to Melissa Jung Fast, who, I don't know if you guys have read this article. If you guys have not read this article, I should actually try to, I'll figure out how to get this. I'll post this on my Filthy Truth Facebook page. But what really gets me is the end of this article. So she goes on to write about basically calling people like who've watched Fox News, you know, who are Trump lovers. And then you kind of go down the list, right? You kind of go, well, then they're white supremacists, or they listen to this person, or they listen to that person. They said that you can save lives if you can deprogram the conspiracy theorist that comes over, because you may be able to save their life by getting the shot. And she goes on to talk about that for quite a few paragraphs. But what gets me at the end is this, fuck, it's crazy. Maybe you'll change a mind or two. Maybe you'll bring the temperature down just a bit. Or maybe you'll just need to report a relative to the FBI. Because if you didn't hear about this, in Santa Cruz County, you now have to wear a mask in your house when you have people come over that don't live in your residence. So basically, if your family members are coming over, it is in Santa Cruz. Do I have it here? No, I don't have the article here. The article that I'm reading from is from The Atlantic. And it's by Molly Jong Fast. I will write her name down so that my producer can write this up. Molly Jong Fast. You can even just type in her name in Google and you'll see that this article comes up. And then you'll see the people that come and attack this article because it is crazy. So you may have to report your relatives to the FBI because in Santa Cruz County, now I'm not talking about the whole state, because they were the first state to say, fuck the mask mandates. They were the first ones to get rid of them. Now they're bringing them in and they're saying you have to wear them in your house when you have non-residents in your household, which means if you have family visiting, if it means you have, I don't give a shit, the FedEx guy doing a delivery, you're supposed to wear your masks in your house. Now, it goes on to say, I wish I had my article book here, but we just moved houses. So everything's kind of up in jumbles and I'm not 100% sure where I put my book. But in this article, it goes on to say that in the Santa Cruz, they want you to wear your mask because they're saying that, well, we all know that the moronic variant is out there now. You know, like the Wuhan lab put a smoke cloud in the sky saying, hey, new variant was declared today. But basically like that. And then they're saying, well, how are you going to police wearing a mask in your house? Like, how are you going to know if your relatives are wearing a mask? So in this article of Deprogram Your Relatives, she's basically encouraging your family to snitch on you. So if you have family members coming over and they're all crazy and they're all shot up, they've got their 4th and 5th and 6th boosters, you know, their eyeballs hanging down to their chin, and they've got whatever else going on. Maybe they got that 3rd arm finally growing out of their neck. She's encouraging those family members to snitch on you if you do not comply to the new mandates. Now, again, if you forgot what mandates are not a law. They are not a law. They are recommendations as well with the masks. That is also not a law, which means if they come and arrest you, they're arresting you on bullshit charges. Did you find it? Yeah, there he goes. There it is. Deprogram your relatives. So that's it there. And it's a crazy article. Like it really frustrates you and it infuriates you a little bit. So how do they go to police this? Well, this is one of the things that they said. They will have people scanning your Facebook page to see if you've had family members post pictures of you without a mask. Although in Manitoba, because Dr. Rusin did it without a mask, you're allowed to take pictures without a mask. Yeah, that's Molly Jung right there. She's a swell gal. And they want to police you through Facebook. Or, like Molly Jungfast here so proudly says, maybe you should call the FBI, because the FBI has nothing better to do. Here in Mexico, just south of us, well, pretty far south from us, they just found 9 bodies hanging off a bridge because of the cartel. Now, I'm not saying that the FBI has anything to do with that, but I'm sure the FBI has their fair share of murders like that happening in the United States, that they do not need to go knocking on door to door, making sure you're wearing a mask. This is bullshit to the highest degree, which leads me to my next point. The World Health Organization updates the new concern. They have a new concern of the Omicron, which also is AKA the moronic variant. Like, they're literally placing these things in your face and they're saying, hey, look, we can literally call this the bullshit variant. And people are going to be like, oh my God, it's killing the newborns. Vax the newborns before they even get out of the womb. That's where they're pushing. I'm telling you right now, if the 5 to 11-year-olds are getting the shot and they're making a huge push, once they get to about 40%, they're going to mandate those kids to have it. And then they're going to enforce those passports. Once they enforce the passports on the 5 to 11-year-olds, they're coming after your newborns. They're coming after the newborns. They want sterilized people. They want sterilized children. They want the kids to die off just as fast as they want the adults to die off. And I know everybody hates hearing this, but this is what's going to happen if we keep saying yes to the boosters, if we keep lining up our children, and people are taking pictures and they're so proud of their kids. Oh my God, he cried. He didn't want to do it, but I'm so proud of this big guy. They did a good job. It's so heart-wrenching when you see this stuff. And then you have the WHO shoving the moronic freaking variant down your throats with several mutations, which, by the way, believe it was the president of South Africa, was one of the countries in South Africa that came out and said, we don't have any COVID here. So whatever you're hearing, it's not coming from us. He stated it on his Twitter account. He's like, that ain't coming from us. Guaranteed that president's going to end up in 6 feet under the ground because he came out and said something that he shouldn't have. The United Nations are now declaring, and they're saying that the South Africans are the reason why we have the moronic variant. It's their fault. Biden's closing down the border saying, oh, no, nobody from South Africa can come here. Canada is about to freaking say the same thing. Here in Mexico, you want to know what our president's saying here? The president here, I say our president, he's not my president, but the president here, he's saying, we're not shutting down our borders. You want to know why? Because if we shut down our borders, it does mental health damage to our citizens. It breaks our economy if we shut down our borders. So we're not shutting them down. Omicron, Data, Beta, Mu, whatever the hell other variations that can come out there, they're not going to close their borders down here. The president is adamant. He's saying now that there's some signs of the northern borders of Mexico are starting to go into what's called a orange zone. And there you go. The orange zone states in Mexico are the states that border the USA. So how convenient is it that because the border and the US is no longer accepting the people from South Africa or travelers from South Africa, that Baja California is closed down. Baja California South is closed down. Sonora, Chihuahua, and Coahuila. I'm not sure how you pronounce that one. And they all border California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Take a look at your map. I have it right here. I wish I could pop it up for you guys, but I'm using 2 different computers tonight because our internet's a little. I wanted to make sure all my internet was perfect.
What did you want to pop up?
Can you pop up the northern states of Mexico and then just show me on a map or on a photo?
Yeah, I can. Give me a second.
So the Mexican president, where did I have that? I have it right here. The government here in Mexico is downplaying this whole Omicron. It's saying that there's not enough proof. They don't have any proof that it is here in Mexico. They have no proof that it is even something to be worried about, because there's 2 doctors that came out and said, if you have the Omicron, it's barely even a symptom. So here, they're not even doing that. But one of their governments, because of course all governments have to have some kind of person pushing for these mandates, right? So one here is an expert, and he's not even a government expert. He's not even a medical expert. He's just an expert, says that they should offer boosters and vaccinations to the minors, which they're not going to, because President said that there is not a big enough threat for that coronavirus to hit here. So there you go. So you can see it on the map there. So you see Chihuahua, and it goes all the way down to, and it borders Texas, it borders New Mexico, it borders Arizona and California. So those 4 states here in Mexico are in what's called like an orange state or a yellow state. So it's not green anymore, because last time I was on here, remember, there was only one state that was yellow, and that was Baja California. Now those 4 are going, but that's because Biden closed down his borders for South African travelers. And he doesn't want Mexicans to come up through the borders because they are not, they're allowing open travel, right? Nobody needs a vaccine passport to come in here. So you got to take a look at what's kind of happening in the world. So why is the president of Mexico downplaying this moronic variant? Why is the Mexican government saying, you know what, shutting down and locking up our borders is bad? It's bad for our people and it's bad for our economy. Why is he the only one stepping up and saying this stuff?
That's because tourism is a big part of their economy.
Exactly. And
Why shut down anywhere that is a big part? You need it to survive.
Yeah, and this is huge. So I want you guys to really take a look at this, because they're saying here, even this is another one here that they were talking about, and this article was on November 28th, so just a couple days ago. They were saying that there is no worry here, that it's disproportionate when they're talking about the new COVID-19 strain. It's disproportionate to what's going on in the global scheme of things. They're saying that all of a sudden there's 30 different mutations of the coronavirus, 30 different variations. And they are not concerned about this whatsoever, but they are pushing it a little bit more in certain areas. And I'm going to tell you that we're starting to feel it a little bit more here too. More places are kind of like, you have to put your mask on. Today we walked into a restaurant, no mask, no vaccine passports. Why? Because it's not normal. It's not okay to have that 2-tier system. It's not okay. And here, if they don't let you into their store, they don't make money. And if they don't make money, they don't eat. So what's the difference here? This is the same as what Canadians should be fighting for. Canadians should be fighting for this type of freedom. I don't understand how people are sitting back and just saying, well, you know what? If I don't vaccinate my kid, they can't play hockey. Who fucking cares? What's more important, fighting for your freedom or giving your kid a chance to play hockey? What's more important, going to a restaurant or giving up your freedom and your chances at potentially stopping this? What's more important, going to get your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th boosters because the government's going to tell you you need it every 6 months? What happens when the smallpox comes out? Bill Gates already said this. And Bill Gates has already told you guys what was going to happen with this pandemic. And he told you that in 2016. Smallpox, it's around the corner. Okay, so then what are you guys going to do? You're going to have to go get another shot. You guys are going to have to get a different shot for this moronic variant, because supposedly the moronic variant is it's the craziest variant ever. It doesn't, your shots don't work. But you need your 3rd and 4th boosters to protect you from the Delta Plus variant. Again, make this make sense, because my almost 44-year-old brain does not compute how you guys are calling science. The science that you guys are following has nothing to do with actual science. It has everything to do with what the government is pushing down your throat, with what Dr. Tam the man is saying, and what Rusin and what Dr. Bonnie Henry, and I don't even like calling them doctors because doctors give a shit. Doctors care about their patients. Well, they're supposed to. Now they care more about keeping their licenses and making sure that, well, you know what, you almost died from the first shot. We're really sorry about, the fact that we had to amputate your leg because it blew off your foot with the blood clot that was in there. But you still need to get the second shot because you're not a candidate for an exemption. You're not a candidate. Your heart almost blew up. And it inflamed to the size of a freaking soccer ball. But you still need to get your third booster because you don't qualify for a vaccine exemption. I mean, come on, guys. When we look at this across the country, when we look at this across the globe, why are some countries more prone to falling for this BS than others? Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people here in Mexico that do fall for this. And I'm not saying that it's the freest of free, but I'm going to tell you that it's the freest of free compared to Canada. So I have to walk around with a mask underneath my chin. I have to wear a chin strap sometimes. Most of the time, I don't. Most of the time, it dangles off my ear. And then when somebody tells me to put it on, and it stays underneath here. Never, ever, ever does it go over my nose. Why? I can't breathe with that thing on. I won't put it on. And it's plus fucking 30 out here. It's hot as balls. I'm not wearing a mask at plus 30. So you do have your masks here. And you do have some people who are scared of it because there's some people who wear 2 masks plus the shield and their gloves. And my heart breaks for them. And my heart breaks for them for this reason. Because there's such a distrust here in their government, and it has been such a distrust for so much longer than what Canadians have ever, ever, ever had to deal with, that I could never imagine the amount of fear that some of these Mexicans have to go through. But when I listen to what the president of Mexico has to say, we're not shutting down our borders. We are not shutting down international travel, and they never have. Not from day one have they ever shut down their international travels. Why? It would crush them. It would kill them. If they lost their international travel and they lost the people coming here to Mexico to spend some money, to shoot out the pesos, they would tank. They would tank fast. When we're going through all of these things, and I'm kind of like, and I look through, the Mexican government, and I talk, and I see a lot of the president himself does not believe it, but the president, being the president, has to do what's good for the people. So he has loose mandates. And I'm talking very loose mandates. I went to where was I yesterday? I went to a store yesterday and 4 employees were there. All 4 employees didn't have a mask on. I walked in, no mask. They said, buenos dias. I said, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. And we moved on and we had a good conversation. Grabbed my stuff. Adios, amigas. Adios, amigo. And I left. Had the best conversation with no masks. If you're willing to spend the dinero, the pesos, if you're willing to do that, then I'm telling you, they're not going to turn you away. But in Canada, they don't care. Because in Canada, we have grown so accustomed to being so goddamn comfortable that we have to be able to go to a restaurant. We have to be able to watch the Jets. Oh my God, the Jets. The almighty Winnipeg Jets.
Fuck the Jets.
Fuck the Jets. Fuck the NHL.
I stopped watching when Selaney went to the Ducks, man. Fuck new school hockey.
I stopped watching hockey last year when the NHL players got to go back, but they wouldn't stand up for our kids who were forced to wear a mask while they played. You can see my children, they're hauling some stuff in the back. Why are we so okay being so comfortable that we need to go and do these things that require a vax pass? instead of saying no and having the opportunities to not do it, so that we could have done it for 2 months. 2 months, I'm telling you, it would have taken 2 months to stand up, not going to a Jets game, to an Oilers game, to a Vancouver Canucks game. And I see that, and I read an article, I think it was Patty Allard that wrote, that posted it. And it's like the Jets attendance is like 13th or 14th in the league. And last year, I think it was like second, third in the league of always having fans in. And now it's dropping. I look forward to the day that they're lower than Buffalo and Ottawa. I hope and pray that we do that, because they need to realize that they do not control the narrative. We control the narrative. So why are we so hell-bent on bending over and letting the government do whatever they want to do to us? Why are we so hell-bent that we need a vaccine passport to go to the keg, to go to Earl's, to go to Junction 59, to go to, I just saw... what restaurant just started needing the one at the shots? Dang, I can't remember the name of it. But you have to realize, everyone, like, oh, see this Betty. Okay, can you show Betty's comment there? Betty's in Mexico now. We're loving it. No mask for the most part. Everyone is so friendly. Everyone is so friendly. Remember when we used to call it Friendly Manitoba, and you'd like open the door and people would say thank you and be like, hey, how's it going?
I was so proud. I was so proud when it was Friendly Manitoba. I was proud to be a Manitobian. Like, now it's sad.
No, now it's everybody. But Betty contacted me when I got out here, asking some advice on how to come down to Mexico. Betty, I'm so happy you made it down to Mexico. I hope you enjoy the hell. It's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to become a really, really hard decision when you come down to, do you go back to Canada or not? Because it's like, it's a freedom it's like 2019. But here's the question to you vaxxed folks who are pushing for this agenda. What makes it okay? What godlike complex did you guys get because you rolled up your sleeve and took a shot? Because you weren't, and I'm going to say this in a loose term, and then I'm going to kind of play devil's advocate to it. But you just let yourself get taken advantage of because you weren't strong enough to fight it. The government broke us down. This is the devil's advocate to what I just said. The government broke us down, and they did a really good job. They tormented us with our mental health. They ripped us a new asshole when it came to our mental health. They really hurt us when it came to our mental health by taking away our businesses. They really hurt us. We weren't allowed to do a lot of stuff for a long time. We weren't allowed to do a lot of what we love to do for a long time. And then when we saw an opportunity to potentially move forward, everybody was like, oh yeah, let's get a shot. We don't know if it's going to kill us or not. Let's just shoot that in the arm. And everything's going to go back to normal, right? Because the government kept saying it's going to go back to normal. We only need 70%. Do you remember when Pallister would say that? We only needed 70%. Now 70% wasn't good enough because there was another wave and there was another wave. Oh, and the unvaxxed are doing this and the unvaxxed are doing that. And oh my God, the unvaxxed, and it's the pandemic of the unvaxxed. And if you're unvaxxed, you need to snitch on your unvaxxed friends. And it's heartbreaking because what used to be and even today, and I know my mom was kidding, but she's like, you're choosing Mexico over your family? Like, and it was hard to hear that because it's like, no, Mom, I'm choosing freedom over being locked up, being told I was less than, being told that I was a second-class citizen because I refused a shot. I was told, and my mom's like, just get it. It's not a big deal. And I know that she just wants it because she wants us home, and I understand that. But this is where the mentality of where our vaxxed family members are coming from. They just want to be able to do stuff with us so bad that they're angry at us and they're hurt by us saying no. They don't understand our position and why we're so adamant to saying no. And I heard something the other day that really piqued a curiosity of mine. Now, for all of you guys who are very, believe in the third eye, the pineal gland in the third eye. I agree with your mom, not the shot part, but leaving Canada part. And so my kids were supposed, and this is where my argument to Kathy Hepner there. My argument to Kathy is if I wouldn't have taken the chance to take my kids away from Canada to show them a holiday that we may never have gotten or may never get again, isn't it worth going away for 3 months, 4 months? Isn't it worth the opportunity to go have a family vacation?
And I'm willing to take the fines and shit so my kids can visit both sides of the family. So yep. I'm with her. I'm with her over here. This way.
This way.
So,
yep.
This way. This way.
This way. It's all backwards. It's true though. I mean,
I'll go to the beach. It's over there.
Over there. But it's true when you think about it. When you guys, when I get this question a lot, I get a lot of people who say, you left the fight. I left no fight. If I left the fight, I wouldn't be on The Filthy Truth. If I left the fight, I wouldn't be creating a Santa event. If I left the fight, I wouldn't be creating a New Year's Eve event. If I left the fight, why the hell would I be on here? Why would I be talking anything? I left Canada because Canada was bullshit. I left Canada for 3 months, maybe 6. Maybe we'll stay for the winter and be a snowbird.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
This guy gets it. The beach.
And my children, even if we come back to Canada and they are locked down, they will always have an experience of freedom and remember this trip, because this is a trip of a lifetime. But yes, I understand that my mom misses them. And yes, I understand that my mom is going to tell me to get the shot. Yes, I understand that I'm going to get some hate because I'm out here and you're over there. But that's okay. We've already talked about this. I've already cleared this up in the past. I'm still here to fight. And what we need you guys to do now is, all you warriors on the keyboards, is you have to vote. You really, here's the thing. And let's just call a spade a spade. And maybe I'll do this because we're on Take Action Canada, and Take Action Canada, all the people who listen to you guys, and this goes across Canada. Why are you not voting with your money? Why are you still supporting those who create segregation? Why do you go and insist on buying a Tim Hortons coffee? Why do you insist on going to a Toronto Maple Leafs game, a Canadians game, Montreal Canadiens game, a Vancouver Canucks game? Why are we going to the Oilers and to the Flames? Why are we going to the CFL? Why are we supporting any of this? Why do we continuously go to Tim Hortons? Why do we go to Starbucks? Why are you going to Mountain Bean, who gave up and said, fuck this, and now is mandating the passport? I believe it was Baked Expectations, the restaurant I'm thinking of. They're like giving away a free cheesecake for your 5-year-old if you just get them shot up. But across Canada, we have this opportunity to really take a stance. Even say there's 20-30% of Canadians left that aren't vaccinated. And those 20 to 30% Canadians are adults. And those 20 to 30% of Canadians say, we're not going to support these people. Stop going to the Costco. Stop going to the Walmart. Stop going to this. Stop going to that. It's going to get to a point, guys, where the Walmarts are going to change into those FEMA camps. It's going to get to a point, guys, where Bill Gates is going to start really fucking shit up with Costco. It's going to get to a point where the food shortage is going to be so rash. Like I was just talking to one of my dearest friends the other day, and she was saying that Costco, if they run out of toilet paper, can't replenish them because the shipments aren't coming in. So you're going to run out of toilet paper, which is whatever. It's wintertime. Grab a snowball. Be a little cold. But we really need to start thinking about this, because the worst is yet to come. We haven't experienced the death of a bunch of 5-year-olds. We're experiencing a bunch of deaths of soccer players and athletes. What was it? 105 athletes in 6 months have passed away. Never in my life have I ever seen that happen.
All coincidental. All
Oh, it's the
coincidental.
coincidence. Of course, it's a coincidence. They all had heart attacks. It was just a coincidence that they all had a heart attack. 108, we're at 108. What are they going to say when the 5-year-olds start dropping dead at recess? What are they going to say when that 11-year-old playing hockey is skating down a breakaway and drops dead on the ice? Or starts having convulsions? What are they going to say when they start seeing the kids drop dead on a football field because maybe it's plus 35 and their heart's enlarged and it's working a little extra hard and they just, their little bodies can't handle it? You can only blame a variant for so long. You can only blame the unvaxxed for so long until you have to start looking in the mirror and saying, damn, you know what? I fucked up. I shouldn't have gotten the shots. I shouldn't have played a part of this. I shouldn't have been so mean to my sister or my brother or my aunt or my uncle or mom and dad, grandma, grandpa. I shouldn't have been so harsh to my kid when they said no, that they didn't want it. This is where we're going. We have a hard road coming up. 2022 is going to be a pivotal year. It's going to be a pivotal year. It's not a coincidence that the moronic variant came out at the time that the Ghislaine Maxwell trials are happening. Is it Giselle or Ghislaine Maxwell? It's not a coincidence that this is making the news so that the other one can stay quiet. It's not a coincidence that they're talking about, all of these climate change bullshit and all of these presidents that are coming out and saying, oh, climate change. And the trial that can literally bury the Will Smiths, the Ryan Reynolds, the Dwayne Johnsons, the Ellen DeGenereses. God, give me the bunch of names, guys. They're all going to get buried. And nobody's watching it because they're too busy with a variant. They're all busy with a variant. The Jimmy Fallons and what's the other guy's name? He drives me absolutely, utterly crazy with his bullshit leftist stuff. What was his name? He was with Jon Stewart. I can't think of his name right now. He was with Jon Stewart, if you guys can remember his name. But he's a leftist, and he is just like, if Rittenhouse can get off on self-defense, then we need to change new laws. Oh, it's like Colbert. Thank you, Colbert. Stephen Colbert. Thank you. So you have those guys, and they're all going to fall. They're all going to be named. Bill Clinton, he's going to fall. John Pope II, he's going to fall. The Queen, she's already dead, let's be honest. But the royal family, Prince William and his wife, Kate, they're all going to fall. Why? Because she's got a little black book. And at some point, that little black book is going to get released. Whether or not it's going to get released in the courts or it's going to get released somewhere, but it will get released. We need to focus and stop with the smoke and screens and all of that stuff. When I look here in
do you know what AED stands for?
Isn't it a defibrillator?
I don't know. That's why they are putting AEDs in the schools.
Yeah. They're putting AEDs in the schools. So those are those automatic defibrillators. So those are like, you'll put a patch here, put a patch here. And so, yeah, that's also going into all most community clubs had it, but they're going in all the school gyms, which I think for a while they were pushing it. So either it was because they saw this coming or whatever. All the schools have to have it. All the daycares have to have it now. And, there was another one. And I was like, that's weird that they're placing it there. Anyways, yeah.
They should have been. I understand they're putting them now so people don't have to touch you and they can stand and be away from you. But honestly, those things are really good and they save lives. Like, they should have been put in schools and shit years ago. I don't like the fact that it took all of this for them to update something that should have been updated like when I was in high school.
I don't disagree with that. I don't absolutely. Yeah, we used to have this kid in our class, and he would have seizures, and it was always scary when we'd go into gym class and he would hit the floor. It was always a little bit scary, but we didn't have defibrillators back then. That was a long time ago. That's like 25, 30 years ago, or 26 years ago. But yeah, so we didn't have these AEDs that they have now. But it is crazy because they will have these AEDs on these 5-year-olds. I've seen AEDs at work when my dad was getting when they tried to save his life. They had an AED on him, and I seen the burn marks that they leave. And to think that this is going to get a popular thing where it's okay for kids to have strokes. You have to remember kids have strokes. You have to remember kids have heart attacks. You have to remember kids have enlarged hearts. Never have we ever heard of that in our whole history. And I don't care how much CBC pushes this stuff. You have to realize, because you got a brain, it still works. You have a brain. And it's going to be okay to see a 5-year-old die. It's going to be okay to see a 5-year-old die because he's going to have a stroke or something. And people are just going to be like, it's okay. These parents are going to lose their babies. And they're going to be okay with that because they think they're protecting them, when all they have to do is a little bit of research. My biggest pet peeve is do your research. And they think that when we say that, like the unvaxxed say, do your research. We do our research. We dig and dig and dig and dig and dig. And we look. And then I always look to see what the opposite is so that you have a thing to kind of base it off of. Because you hear a lot of crazy stuff. But there's a lot of crazy stuff that's in this world. Now, this is going to lead me back to just before I get any further, before I start to wind down the show. But for those of you guys who believe in the third eye, and I know a lot of people who watch me do, it's right about here, right? Your pineal gland is right about there as well. And we went out to Stone Island a couple of days ago, and we were having lunch with a couple of good friends of ours. And she was saying, she's like, I never let them take my temperature on my head. And I was like, oh, why is that? And she's like, because of your pineal gland. I was like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, it's an infrared light that attacks your pineal gland. And she's like, even the woke eventually, or the awakened, like the people who are awake, become awoke because eventually it triggers and shuts off your third eye so that you can't connect yourself to your higher self. Didn't think about that. And then that same day, I came home and I saw an article, and I'm trying to remember which friend of mine posted it. It was on Facebook, and it was 2 acorns. One was closed and one was open. And it said, this is like your pineal gland. The ones who are closed are the ones who are vaxxed, the ones who don't fight, the ones who believe in this. But the ones who are open are more connected to source, are more connected to energy, are more connected to intuition, are more connected to the truth, are more connected to the reality of the world, are more organic to, grounding and feeling what the earth is. And it was really, really interesting when she was saying that, because she's like, the infrared kills it and it shuts it down. So for those of you guys who are getting your temperature checked right here every single day, you can actually be doing some damage to your pineal gland.
That's right. Don't drink the tap water.
Don't never take the tap. Like especially
Fluoride,
here.
Big blocker of all your chakras, and it messes with your whole. Yep.
It's awful for you. And so for those of you guys who think about this, think about it for real. Because you know what? Like when she said it, it was like the lights all went off in the room. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Because here in Mexico, I was like, it's so weird here because they like scan your arm or they'll scan your hand. And I was like, that's like interesting. How do you want to get an accurate reading from my hand? And then I'm going to tell you this story because I had to buy a sweater. So I got a new sweater the other day. We went to the mall, which is just like a skip and a jump from here now. We moved houses and we got closer to, we're more in like the marina area now. And there's like this huge mall that's just over here. And it was ice cold in there. Like it was freezing. And it was cooler day here in Mazatlan. Like it was cooler. It was plus 26. But it was cloudy and it was cooler. And I think
way to ruin it.
Okay,
Way
so
to
I
ruin it.
turned into a wimp out here. I'm the first one to admit it. I need to go dive into some snow and toughen back up. But for the story, I was really, really cold that day. Couldn't warm up for some reason. Was weird. Just having one of those days. My hands were like ice cubes. So when I went and scanned it, it was like just 35 degrees, like just 35, which is pretty cold. And I was like, this is so weird that that we take our temperature this way. But nobody here takes your temperature here, except for the one place we had gone to, which he did it on my temple. And it was weird because he like, and they look like guns, right? So it was like right up to my head. And I was like, man, that's awkward. And he takes my temperature. And then I was like, that's weird. Like usually in Canada, they take it here, but in Mexico, they don't even go anywhere near your face. And when they do, you could tell them no. Here, you can tell them no. You can tell them to scan your hand here or get your arm, which is crazy. But it just goes to the point.
Bring back the rectal thermometers.
Yeah. But no, you want to make sure that you guys are really being mindful of this stuff. So if you guys are going to get tested and you guys have to take your temperatures every single day, stop getting them to test here. You got to stop. It will greatly damage your pineal gland. And I did a little bit of research on that. And it's true that the infrared can damage that inside here. And I never, ever, ever, ever thought about that. It was so crazy when I was told that. So yeah, it's nuts. But this is kind of my last point for you guys. I watched the video on Instagram. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, it is the real Lynne Nelson. Oh, let's put it right here. Okay. So you'll kind of see it here. This is the video I'm talking about where it's not okay to, it's not normal to have a vaccine passport. But if you guys go to here, I will post the video that I got that was saved and it was sent to me. It was tagged to me. And it was basically a breakdown of what it looks like in the year 2028. It's really hard to watch because it's so fucking true where we can go. So to my keyboard warriors, vote with your money because that is going to be the biggest thing. For you guys who are vaxxed, but you don't agree with what's going on, and like you really don't agree with it, stop going to the Jets games. Stop going to the Bombers games. Stop going to the restaurants. Invite your friends over. Fuck the mask mandates, Santa Cruz. And here's the funny part of the Santa Cruz thing. They actually dropped their mask mandates. Their numbers aren't even that high. You know where the highest COVID-19 numbers are? South Korea and Ireland. Over 90% of their population is vaccinated, and nearly all of them who get COVID, and like most of them are even getting triple boosted now, are the vaccinated. It's not, here's the thing, and just for maybe as a reminder, it's not COVID that they're in the hospitals with. It's not COVID that they're in the hospital with. They're in the hospital because they're getting some kind of side effect from the shot. But we really need to start being mindful of this. So you got to vote with your money. You have to.
Bet you that's what the Omicron actually is. They're classifying the side effects and shit as the new variant.
Well, they needed the
Think
Omicron.
about that one.
They needed Omicron to come out because they're saying that this is the variant that's going after the kids. They need something to blame when the kids start to get sick from the shot. Let's call it a spade a spade. They need.
There's a reason I don't watch the news.
Yeah, I don't. I tried, but I watch it to get all this stupid what the leftists are talking about.
I know.
To this stuff.
I know.
But you need to know this stuff. But you do need to realize that the Omicron is not the Omicron. It's not a variant of anything. It's there to predetermine that they have something to blame when your 5-year-olds start dropping dead on the streets or on the ice or at recess or playing with the kids in the park. All right. I'm going to let you guys go with that because Shadow Davis, my buddy Shadow, his show starts in about 6 minutes. Guys, I want you guys so much to, I get it. I understand how hard it is to be in a position of, well, I really just want a Tim's coffee. Well, I just want a whatever. Oh, Justin Bieber was the other one I was thinking about with the whole Illuminati thing and the Biebs, the Tim Biebs or whatever the fuck they're calling them. You got to watch who you guys follow. You got to watch who you guys quote unquote idolize because those guys are all working for something bigger and more evil. I want to take a moment to thank Monstrosity Burger for their giveaways tonight. They're going to give away two, but I'm going to talk to Paulina and I'm going to get was Ryan, and I'm trying to remember the first person there. It was Ryan Moss and Suzanne Keller. I'm going to get you guys a free Monstrosity Burger as well as a toque.
And when the Filthy Truth Burger finally comes out, I'll be flying down to get my own.
Yes, and you guys, when you guys go and get your free burgers, make sure that you guys are asking for a Filthy Truth vegan gluten-free burger. It will be fabulous. It will taste good. It will be the best one on there. Also, I am actually working on creating a we're actually doing a TikTok video, okay? Because you guys know that health has always been huge for me. I was a CrossFit coach. I was this, I was that. Health is huge for me. If you guys want and you guys don't want to go to a gym, if you guys go to my TikTok page, which is My Two Moms, and it's either a picture of myself or my wife or so that's my TikTok video there. It's My Two Moms. It's me and Tanya. We literally get up every single day. We do a workout Monday to Friday. If I'm not posting anything on Saturday, it's usually a run that we do on Saturday. So it's just a run. It's got modifications on there. It's got workouts on there, stuff that you can do at home, even if you guys are lifting a 2-pound weight. If you guys need any encouragement to get your workouts in, if you guys need encouragement because working out is so important, especially right now, we're going into a dawn of darkness in Winnipeg and Manitoba and Canada because of winter and that stupid freaking that time change is awful. I don't understand the daylight savings thing, but we're going into a land of kind of darker times where we really do need to take care of our mental health and our physical health. Our physical health helps our mental health and our mental health helps our physical health. It is a very combination that you can't have one without the other. So make sure that if you guys are just wanting to do your workouts at home, these things are 12, 15 minutes long. There's a couple of core, and on there, I just give you guys some modifications if you guys have a harder time. So just make sure that you guys, if you guys need any help, it's all free. Just go to TikTok and just watch the videos and just, get your workouts in and do the best that you guys can in the times allowed. It's always got the workout right at the beginning. And then you just watch the video and it shows you how to do the workouts. So please, please, please go ahead and get that. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm just kind of reading things here. The jabbed are the only ones who are now allowed to get onto a plane or onto a train. Us unvaxxed, we are no longer allowed. So I'm really interested to see what the regulations, when we are ready to come back to Canada, what that's going to look like. It's going to be very, very interesting. I want to, again, huge shout out to Monstrosity Burger. If you guys are doing nothing on Saturday, you guys want to meet Santa Claus, we still have a spot. Can you put my email up? Make sure to email me, lynnetcf@gmail.com, and make sure that you guys are asking for your time slots. Our morning, the 10 to 12 is getting pretty full pretty quick. I think I only have 1 or 2 spots and I have about 30 emails to get to tonight. But yeah, so if you guys want to come meet Santa, you guys get to sing with Santa, have hot dogs. There's going to be Monstrosity Burger is going to be there. I'm trying to think of the eScent candles is going to be there. We've got a whole bunch of vendor tables that are going to be there and just a lot of kids having a lot of fun. So make sure to get a hold of me for that. Guys, have a wonderful evening. Head over to Mr. Shadow Davis. Everyone from Take Action Canada, thank you so much for allowing us to be on the show tonight to air our amazing little platform here for, the little show that could. The New Year's party is going to be the next announced, and I'm going to do that announcement on Tuesday next week, okay? So watch out for the New Year's Eve party. That's going to be an adults only. New intro idea, just real quick before I let you guys go. We want to get you guys watching us on video. What does that mean? That means literally, if you guys are watching my show, have someone record you watching us on the show. Send that in. It's going to be part of our new intro, and we are going to splice and
Send it
dice
to
that.
this email,
Send it to right here.
and I will make it into our new intro to come out, and so you guys are involved as well.
So if you guys want to be on the Filthy Truth intro, please go ahead and send over that email. Just a quick little like 5-second video of you watching the show, and it'll be fun to get you guys on the next week's intro. Okay, I love you guys so much. Stay hard, guys. Stay hard on the fight. Don't give up the line. I know it's tough. I know it's hard, but you've got a whole family here on your side, and we are all here to support each other. And you know what? The Santa event is going to be awesome because you get to meet like-minded people. The New Year's Eve party is going to be awesome because, again, you get to meet like-minded people. Maybe you are looking for that unjabbed fella. Maybe you're looking for that unjabbed lady. This is going to be a great opportunity for you guys to be able to do that as well. Head over to Mr. Shadow Davis. Guys, that is it for tonight. Mr. Alex, some heavy metal music to lead us out. We will talk to you all next week. Bye for now.